Hey leaders, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys have had a great start to your week. I wanted to pop in here real quick and give you a broad overview of kind of where we're going tomorrow night and all of that fun stuff. First off, if you have forgotten, Winter Conference is this weekend, and so hopefully you've received your email, leader. If not, text me or message me and I will forward you the leader email. Make sure to check that out, and you will want to make sure to look at the small group questions, look at your small group space, all of those fun things, just to kind of know what's going on. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. With that being said, tomorrow night we're continuing on our series called My Friend is Struggling With, and we will have worship at the beginning, and then we will jump into community time where we will have some questions for students to go through, and then we will jump into our announcements, which tomorrow is going to be Seth and Christina Jones are going to be doing announcements. Woo, super excited for that. And then we will jump into our message. Once again, we're in week 2 of My Friend is Struggling With, and the topic is going to be anxiety. Kind of the big idea, the big thing that we're going to be going after is this idea that your diagnosis doesn't define you, but the Father does. And so specifically within anxiety, and we talked about this a lot that last week, that our identity isn't in our mental health or in our mental illness, but it is in Jesus. Our identity is in the Father. Like, God is who defines us. And I'm going to try to differentiate between anxiety and like anxiousness. And so we're going to be talking a lot about like clinically diagnosed anxiety and what that looks like. And there are people in our room, students in our room, adults, probably some of you, who have been diagnosed with anxiety, and so you have an anxiety disorder. And then on the other side, we all feel anxious at times, and so last week I hopefully gave a really clear understanding of mental illness. Mental health is something that we all have, and mental illness is things that some of us have, and it's a diagnosis, and it's not everyone in the room, and it's something that's probably a little more permanent. So continue to distinguish between that. We're going to talk about anxiety disorder. Kind of the primary scripture, if you continue to scroll down, you'll see that is Psalm 94, 18 through 19. But we're going to cover a lot of verses. Once again, it's going to be a longer message. Last week was probably 25 to 26 minutes, and this week will be every bit as much as that. 2 reasons for that. I don't want to speed through this and speed through these messages, because I want us to get it right, and I want students to have a clear understanding of what is the church saying, what does the church believe, like what are we saying when we talk about anxiety and mental health and mental illness, and so I don't want there to be a ton of room for confusion of like where's the church standing within this. I don't want students to feel like we're just like going through it really quickly, so it'll be a little bit of a longer message. I don't really like going over 20 minutes usually, because students' attention span at the end of a really long day isn't the best, but I think this series is a good series to take it slow and to really jump in and really just be able to take time to really jump in to the message. And so that's kind of what that'll look like. Along the lines of that, we've got Christina's going to be doing Breakthrough Ministry Space on the back end, which I'm really, really excited for. I'm really excited to see how that goes. And so she's going to be leading through that, and she's going to lead us into that. And then around 8 o'clock, she'll dismiss us into small groups. And so that's kind of where the big overall arching theme is, where we're going. I'm going to continue within the message to point students towards counseling. Good Christian, faithful followers of Jesus counselors, but I do think that Christian counseling is really important, and especially within one of my main points is that, hey, don't diagnose yourself. Like, don't try to figure it out on your own, but try to figure out with a professional, figure it out with your parents, invite your parents into it. And so I don't think anxiety and depression and mental illness in general is something that we have to figure out on our own. And so I'll continue to point students towards that. And tomorrow I'll print out our list of Christian counselors in this area that we recommend and that we thumbs up. I'll give you guys that for your small groups, and that way you can have it and you can give away to any students that might need that. So that's kind of where we're going. Once again, Winter Conference is this weekend. super excited for all that God's going to do. Thank you guys for just listening and just preparing for another Wednesday. Thank you guys for all that you do. See you guys tomorrow.